திருமல யாத்திரை செல்ல வேண்டும் என் திருமலையப்பனை சேவிக்கவே.
सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंदा गोविंदा. सद्गुरु महाराज की जय. हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनम सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे. राधिका कुचकस्तूरी कुङ्कुमाङ्कितवक्षसं शृङ्गाररसमूर्तिं तं भक्तकोलाहलं भजे. कलगे सुन्दराकारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरं. मुरलीमण्डितकरकमलं मुनिजनमोहनं व्यत्यस्तपादं वनमालाधारिणं प्रेमभक्तमण्डलनित्यकीर्तितं प्रेमिकवरदम् आश्रयेऽहं. श्रियः पतिं जगन्नाथं सर्वदेवनियामकं नारायणं वासुदेवं शरण्यं शरणं भजे. वासुदेवस्य महिषीं नित्यां नित्यानुपायिनीं कल्याणीं लोकजननीं कमलाम् आश्रये श्रियम्. अनन्तं गरुडं चैव तथान्यान् विष्णुपार्षदान् नित्यकैङ्कर्यनिरतान् नमामि नतवत्सलान्. अव्याजकरुणा सिन्धुन्नाश्रितस्त्राण तत्परान् अनन्यनिष्ठान् श्रीजाने भक्तान् अस्मद्गुरून् भजे. अव्याजप्रेमसम्पूर्णमन्यदोषपराङ्मुखं वासुदेवप्रियं शुद्धं वन्दे वैष्णवमण्डलं. समस्तकल्याणगुणाभिरामं रमानिवासं रमणीयगात्रं सशङ्खचक्रं जगतां शरण्यं श्रीवेङ्कटेशं शरणं प्रपद्ये. उलगम उण्ड पेरुवायाम उलपिल कीर्ति अम्माने நிலவும் சுடர்சூழ் ஒளிமூர்த்தி நெடியாய் அடியேன் ஆருயிரே. திலதம் உலகு காய் நின்ற திருவேங்கடத்து எம்பெருமானே குலதொல்லடியேன் உணபாதம் கூடுமாறு கூறாயே. सद्गुरु महाराज की जय. राधे राधे. With the immense blessings of our beloved Guru Maharaj, we are embarking on this journey of Venkatesha Vaibhavam, taking our time to relish the wonderful shlokas graced by Sri Sri Anna in his wonderful work, the divine work Arulichayal called Divyadesa Vaibhavam. In that we are doing both Parayanam and also relishing the meanings of the 10 chapters which have been exclusively dedicated for glorifying the Lord of the Seven Hills, our Bhagavan Sri Venkateshwara Perumal. So we shall do the Parayan right now, and in between we shall also look at the wonderful meanings of this first chapter. Shri Venkatachala Mahatmyam Ata Chatustrimshodhyayah. Shri Sadguru Vacha Samasta Kalyana Gunabhiramam Ramani Vasam Ramaniya Gatram Sashanka Chakram Jagatam Sharanyam Shri Venkatesham Sharanam Prapadye. Vakshyami Sheshachala Vaibhavam Tat Samasta Sanmangaladayakam Cha Tapatrayasyapi Vinashanam Cha Bhakti Pradam Sridhara Pada Padme Avirbhavasthanam Idam Ramaya तथा सुदायाः सशिनः सुरभ्याः चिन्तामणेः कल्पतरोर्यदेव विष्णोः परं धाम विराजते तत्. Our Sri Sri Anna starts by invoking the blessings of Srinivasa Perumal, and the moment we say Srinivasa Perumal, it is complete surrender to his holy feet, because he is the sole refuge for the entire universe. सर्वलोक शरण्य श्री शेषाद्री शिखर प्रभो अभयम देहि गोविंदा मह्यम दीनाय माधवा. That's the prayer we all do, isn't it? the one who is the refuge for all the 7 worlds, the one who is the sole refuge of the universe, we seek refuge unto his holy feet. And then in the Seshachala Vaibhavam, our Sri Sri Anna blesses that it will completely dispel the 3 sources of our agony and also give us this tremendous devotion towards the feet of Sridhara, Srinivasa. And then the whole scene shifts to our Milky Ocean, which is the birthplace of our Mother of the Universe, Lakshmi Devi. And because our Mother Lakshmi Tayar originated from the Milky Ocean, all the other markers of prosperity, all the other sources of abundance, flourishing and prosperity, whether it is a wish-fulfilling tree called Kalpataru, or a wish-fulfilling cow called Kamadhenu, or a wish-fulfilling gem called Chintamani, or that which completely dispels the heat of the day by spreading its cool rays, the moon, all these, whether Chintamani or Kalpataru or Kamadhenu or this Chanda Mama, all of these also find their origin from the very place where the Mother of the Universe originated, Milky Ocean. What is there to feel surprised about? When our Mother of the Universe, Sakshat Shri, her birthplace is our Milky Ocean, what is a big deal in all these spreading prosperity, abundance and flourishing? Tapodhananam cha divokasam cha gandharva vidyadhara kinnaranam muhur muhuhu daitya vihimsitanam sharanyametat padameva vishnoho. The 4th sloka. And it is the place where all these people go and find refuge unto Milky Ocean. Shri Rambuder Lola Tarangajalehi Lolayamane Panirajatalpe Sukham Shayanaha Purushottamo Atra Samdrishyate Yoga Nimilitakshaha. Our Bhagavan Vasudeva as Shirabdi Sai, the Lord of the Milky Ocean, with his eyes closed and in a lovely sleeping posture, with his feet kneaded by our Lakshmi Devi, this wonderful, brilliant blue gem is sleeping on the bed of Anantanag, the bed of our Adisesha, and the gentle waves of this Milky Ocean is like slowly rocking the cradle to put our Lord of the Universe to fitful sleep. And the sleep is not normal sleep. Sadaiva kurvannapi yoga nidram samrakshanartam sharana gatanam shete murarir nadu jagaruko nidra kutah karya durandaranam. For a person who has a purpose, for a person or for even the deity which has tremendous work to do to take care of all the children of this universe, which is us jivas, how can there be fitful and deep sleep? For a person who has a work which is incomplete, how can that person sleep fitfully? So that sleep which Bhagavan is doing is yoga nitra, he does not sleep at all. He is constantly wondering, how do I make sure that these jivas find the shore of this deep, endless ocean of samsara, transmigration. 7th sloka. Panasahasrasta manipraveka Panktyam sadaiva pratibimba bhutam mukam murarestu sahasrashopi vilokya triptim kamalana lebe. Our Kamala Devi, our Sri Lakshmi Devi, out of her shyness and bashfulness, is actually looking at the 1,000 reflections of her beloved Lord, our Sesha Sai, through the gems on the hoods of the 1,000 hooded Adisesha. So for her, even after seeing 1,000 reflections, innumerable reflections of her Lord, she was not content. Such is the beauty, such is the comeliness, such is the loveliness of our Bhagavan Vasudeva. In fact, Uddhava Swami says, the beauty of our Bhagavan is so much that he himself is enticed by his own beauty. Bhagavan's loveliness. At that point of time, Narada Maharshi comes in 8th sloka. Namani gayan maduraksharani Veenam saharsham ranayan surarshihi tatrayayo bhagavata pradhano dridrikshaya sarvagatasya vishnoho. So our Narada Maharshi, who travels all the three worlds with wonderful names of the Lord in his lips, with a matching music in his veena, which he carries wherever he goes, and with tremendous joy, horripilation because of Bhajanananda, our Narada Maharshi comes to have the darshan of Seshasai. 9th sloka. Narayano Naradamikshятurnam Uttaya Susvagatam Abravich Virajayanne Vidhruma Samputabam Oshtadvayam Auktika Dantayuktam. When our Narada Maharshi comes, Bhagavan loves his bhaktas, na? That's the beauty, na? You all have tasted this. When we go and have darshan of our Swamiji, when you come from faraway lands, after a while, the greatest joy is in the first moment when Swamiji looks at us, acknowledges with a nod, or at times even verbalizes, saying, "Vah, eppo ande, swagatam." And with a small smile in his lips, this wonderful pearl-like teeth slightly revealed in this red, ruddy lips. And our Sri Anna says it is like a coral treasure chest revealing a pearl necklace inside. Such is the smile. Pavalavai Kamalachangan. And our Perumal welcomes Narada Maharshi with a smile. And that smile touches the heart. Kardama Prajapati in Bhagavatam knows that smile well. Kridisparshas mitekshanam. It touches the heart. It goes through the eyes and touches the heart, and that's the experience you and I have when we have the darshan of Swamiji after a while. That slight smile, that slight nod of welcoming, acknowledgement. Arey, we can live with that smile. That one smile is enough for this life and beyond, for those real devotees. 10th sloka. Tam deva devam jagadekanatham Pitambaram padmadalayatакsham Prasanna-vaktram purhuta-mitram Padma-vilolam Bhagavanta-madhyam. That Bhagavan, Deva-devan, with Jagadekanatham, the one and only Natha, the one and only Lord of this entire universe, with a lovely shining Pitambaram, red goldish, yellow goldish Pitambaram, bluish body, whitish ocean. What a lovely sight to behold. Padmadalayatакsham, with a lovely, like a lotus petal like eyes. Prasanna-vaktram, Anandam, na? So Prasanna-vaktram, always cheerful. Bhagavan is always cheerful. Bhagavatas are always cheerful. And if somebody reads Bhagavatam, they will also be always cheerful. So cheer is the sign of a Bhagavata. A small little memory in our, fortune of interacting with Swamiji. Once, I went to a nearby ashram and I saw a small booklet called Gopika Geetam, right? Our Gopika Geetam, that 18-19 verses sung by our gopis when they were searching for the Lord. I bought around 10 books, small books. And then I offered these books to our Swamiji. Swamiji said, it is Gopika Geetam, so these books have to go to only gopis, na? I said, okay Swamiji, as you deem fit, you please give. Oh, no, I am not going to give. Why don't you give to gopis? I didn't know what to do with so many mamis and akkas in our satsang. To whom will I give this book and whom will I not give this book? Who is not a gopi? Who is a gopi? So I asked Swamiji, how do I know if somebody is a gopi or not? Swamiji immediately replied, in satsang, those who are always cheerful are the real gopis. So go and give this to those in our satsang who are always cheerful. Why? Gopis are cheerful. Gopika Vallabha, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is always cheerful. And that which shows this love between Gopika and Gopika Vallabha, Lal, our Bhagavatam, spreads cheer. Prasanna-vaktram puruhuta-mitram Padma-vilolam Bhagavanta-madhyam Shri Kaustuba-alankrita Kambukantam Sri Vatsa-chinnankita Vakshasam cha Vilokya Netrotsava Neelamurtim Tushtava Baddhanjaliradarena Netrotsava. You know, there is the same avasthai, the same state of darshan. You can have it in Kumbakonam. Tirukolam it is called in Tamil. There our Aramudha Swami Perumal or Aramudha Alvar, as some say, is neither flat asleep nor sitting. He is somewhere Uddhana Shayanam, just waking up Shayanam. And he is called Ara Amudan, Aparyaptamritam. You can never be satiated by having the darshan of Ara Amudan. So here he is saying Netrotsava Neelamurtin. What a lovely term. Our Aramudan, if you go to Kumbakonam, Kudandai, is a Nityotsavam for our eyes, for our heart, for our soul. Like that in Shirabdi, when Narada Maharshi saw Shirabdi Sahi, our Shri Anna says, Vilokya Netrotsava Neelamurtim, Tushtava Baddhanjaliradarena, with tremendous love, respect and awe. Our Narada Maharshi folded his hands and looked at our wonderful blue, can I use this term, bundle of bliss called Seshasai. Narada Uvacha, 12th sloka. Anama Rupopi Bhavannaranam Upasanartam Dhritanama Rupaha Karoti Nana Vida Kelikascha Bhakta Priyo Bhakta Jananukulaha. We in Bhagavata Dharma has no confusion at all. We are very clear that Lord who transcends as his innate true self, names, forms, etc., also take a lovely name and a lovely ancient and eternal form to bless the devotees, so that we can also emote, we can also connect, we can also relish that Bhagavan who is actually beyond words and thought. Anama Rupopi, even though he transcends name and form, he, the self same, omnipresent, omniscient, the Lord who actually gives the fruits of everybody's karma, also takes a lovely name, also takes a lovely form, just like how the Lord's innate self is eternal as consciousness, his name is eternal, his form is eternal, he manifests that name and form, he manifests the name in the tongues of the devotees, he manifests the form in samadhi state of devotees, so that they cannot be best. They all can be blessed and they all can be showered with his grace, like our Dhruva Swami was, and to this day Mahatmas are. So, Prabhutvam icchanti tathaiva pujam palam prayachanti cha karmadasaha dayam na kurvanti surascha sarve kintutvam eko nanu dina bandhu. That Bhagavan is also Dina Bandhu. Tremendous compassion, mercy towards people who are afflicted. But all the other deities, see, it always happens, don't mistake me. When you see a Lord who is the Supreme Lord, obviously a Bhakta would be actually jumping with exhilaration in admiration of the Supreme Lord, and other deities will appear less only, nothing wrong there. And here the other deities are less. Who is Indra, who is Varuna, who is Agni, they are all very less compared to our Srinivasa Perumal. Every deity wants to be a Prabhu to show his rulership, but they have no independence to bestow grace. Depending on how much you approach them, how much karma we do, it actually responds in the same token. It does not have the independence to do complete Swachanda Krupa. Independent grace cannot be bestowed by other deities. Only our Srinivasa Perumal can do it. What did Bhagavan do to be called Dharmasya Prabhu, Jagata Prabhu or Jagats Prabhu? Vedam pramanam pravadanti sarve dharmasya lokasya cha mangalasya nihatya daityau madhukaita bhautau tvaya vinakena samakritas saha. Vedam pramanam, everybody says, all the deities say, sir, I am also supreme. Veda Mata says that. Veda Mata is a pramana for my very existence, says all the deities. But when there is a problem, when Veda Mata herself was completely taken by Madhu and Kaitaba, Who came to the rescue? Vedamata talks about all deities. None of the deities budged an inch. Our Srinivasa Perumal rescued Vedas from Madhu and Kaitaba, gave it back to Brahma. Veda Murti. Pranams to that Veda Murti. 15th sloka. Dharam nimagnam pralayamburasha uddhritya kastishtati dramshtrayaiva adhara bhutam jagatama pitvam varaha madhyam batanasmaranti. Aha. Alas, people don't remember that this world is sustained by Srinivasa Perumal in form of Varaha Swami. Not just during the start when Manu requested Brahmaji that I need a land for me to do dharma, and Brahma found that the earth was sunk in a place unknown. It was in some black hole. And it was Varaha Swami who pulled our earth from causal waters and instilled the earth. To this day, it is Varaha Swami who is instilling the earth in the right orbit so that it sustains human life. It sustains life. You see, tattvas in Bhagavatam should be understood nicely. We just had Varaha Jayanti 4 days back. So let me elaborate a little bit. Varaha Swami, Varaha Swami is the original Swami of the 7 hills. Our Srinivasa Perumal is, the one who came and settled later, naturalized Lord of the 7 hills. The original son of the soil of the 7 hills is our Varaha Swami. So let us talk about the Adi Varaha Swami here. Now, when our Brahmaji needed a terrestrial globe to sustain physical life, Manu, that's the origin of human life. Manu, human, Manu. So for the earth to sustain human life, it needed to be optimally positioned in the solar system. For that, it's the Vishnu who brought the earth and kept it in the right orbit so that it can sort of sustain life. To this day, Varaha Swami is sustaining life. Now, if you read carefully Bhagavatam, who is Vishnu? Who is this Varaha Swami? It says Yajna Varaha Murti. He is the very embodiment of Yajna. And when you say Vishnu, Satyam is Vishnu. Satyam means truth is Vishnu. And Dharmam is Vishnu. Yajnam is Vishnu. And it is Vishnu who sustains human life, sustains life on earth. What does it mean in a tattva way? Our Shastras can extrapolate a verse, not extrapolate, it can resolve a verse in Bhagavatam, a line in Bhagavatam, in the lines of devotion. It can be resolved in lines of yoga. It can be resolved in lines of cosmology. It can be resolved in lines of philosophy. I'll give you a small example because most of us are well educated in the Western way of education. If you take any point in space, they can resolve this point in 4 coordinates, right? X-axis, Y-axis, and Z-axis, or Z-axis, as some of you may say, and time. So, space-time, X, Y, Z, T. So, any point in space has an X element, Y element, Z element, and a time element. Likewise, any concept in Bhagavatam is not an isolated concept of only philosophy or only cosmology or only bhakti, devotion, or only tattva. It is a beautiful confluence, an incredible confluence of all the 4 in the same token. So, Varahavatara, bhakti has its own connotation, and people who are bhaktas of Varaha Perumal have had the Sakshatkara of Varaha Swami, and Varaha Swami has blessed them. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed himself as a Varaha Perumal for one of his devotees who was a Varaha's devotee. So it is true, form is true, name is true, qualities are true. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started making sounds of a Varaha Swami, gar, he started making sounds. That's the bhakti side. That will lead to liberation, joy. I am going to talk about the tattva, philosophical side. Now, Varaha Swami is Vishnu, right? Be with me. And Yajno vai Vishnu, says Vedamata. Yajna is Vishnu, Satyam is Vishnu, Dharma is Vishnu. So, values and righteousness is Vishnu, truth is Vishnu and Yajna is Vishnu. Yajna means the Vedic conduct, rites, rituals, etc. Now, what is the Tattvartha of Varaha Swami holding earth? Are we saying like Atlas is holding earth, etc.? There is a Varaha, big Varaha, and is holding in its two, horns or the teeth, extended teeth. No. What we are meaning here is three things sustain human life on earth. The first thing which sustains life on earth is the inner dharma of truth. The second is the inner dharma of values. And the third, more gross, when I say gross, more manifested cause of sustenance of life on earth is the right conduct, the right behavior. Do you understand the beauty and grandness of our Sanatana Dharma? When we say Varaha, who is Vishnu, is sustaining life on earth, it means unless we follow the path of truth and values and the right actions, these three sustains life on earth. We are seeing, unfortunately, the adverse effects of wrong actions. Ecological imbalance is all very clearly due to our misappropriation, exploitation, abuse of our mother nature. That means Yajna was not done properly. Our respect and our gratitude for what has been given to us has been lacking, and hence we became exploitatory, and hence we became greedy, and now we are getting the impact. You see, so many epidemics, so many natural disasters, so much of ocean is in trouble, air is in trouble, water is in trouble, landfills are having a problem. You see, Varaha. And science can explain the external aspects of the right actions to sustain life in this world, but there is also inner truth and inner righteousness, dharma, which sustains life, which I won't say, Bhagavatam and our Mahatmas will say. Inner nature, outer nature, harmony, we can live harmoniously and the life can flourish in this earth. That's the beauty. Dharam nimagnam pralayamburasha udhrita kastishtasi dramshtrayaiva Adhara bhutam jagatam apitvam varahamadhyam batanasmaranti. Nobody ever does the smarana of Varaha Swami. Some of us, at least, when we get up from the bed and put our feet on earth, we feel grateful. We feel the respect. And we say, Mother Earth, I trample upon you. I do some excesses with you. Please forgive me. Let my life be purposeful to justify me trampling on you. That's how everybody wakes up in the morning with the sloka. Add Varaha Swami as the father. So, earth is the mother, Varaha Swami is the father. Earth sustains us, Varaha Swami sustains earth. It sustains the sustainer of all of us. So, mother and father, early in the morning, let us wake up. The moment we put our feet on the ground, salutations, gratitude to Varaha Swami, which is truth, gratitude, truth, values, which is dharma, and yajno vai Vishnuhu. Reminder. It's a very poetic, philosophical, practical path. That's our Sanatana Dharma. It's a divine digression. Tavaiva prishte vinidhaya shailam kripa vihina mathanam vidhaya sudampi bantisma surascha sarve paropakarartamidam vapuste. Bhagavan showed. The lesson shown by our Bhagavan in form of that grand tortoise, turtle, Kurmavatara, is paropakarartam idam vapuste. The vapu, the body, is for the service of others. Showed Bhagavan. And people put a big hill, a big mountain on him, churned, and they had absolutely no concern for the trouble Bhagavan is undergoing for them. Bhagavan was taken for granted. Here very beautifully he says, Bhagavan himself exhibited a lesson for us, which is paropakarartamidam vapuste. Like a tree, our Krishna points out to a tree to all his friends and say, look at this tree, it lives for others. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amaninam manadena kirtaniya sada. Hari said Krishna when he came back as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, First is our Bhagavan rescuing Vedas as Meenavatara. Second is our Srinivasa Perumal as Varaha Swami, giving us a proper place to follow Dharma. Dharma can be done only on this earth. There is no other place where we can do Dharma, earn Karma. Third is the grand tortoise. We saw all this in detail. Nrisimha Rupena Puratvayaiva Hatva Adidaityam Abhayam Chadattam Tata Prashamsanti Nijam Prabhavam Devastvadagre Pikimatra Chitram. Narasimha Bhagavan protecting Prahalada Swami, protecting the words of Prahalada Swami. Bhakta Vakya Paripalana. Trivikramam Rupam Upetya Purvam Sampaditam Vajradaraya Rajyam Datva Baler Dvaram Upetya Hanta Gadadarastishtasi Bhrityavatvam. Oh Krishna, Prabhu, Srinivasa, in the pretext of trying to fraudulently take the property which was fraudulently taken by Bali from Indra, you were defrauded in the sense that you became like a gatekeeper for Bali. You became a slave to Bali because of the love he had for you, the love he had for Dharma, the love he had for Satyam, the love he had for Vedic scholars. He is saying, Datva Balehe Dvaram Upetya Hanta. You took the Indraloka from Bali, gave it to Indra, but to Bali you gave your own self. Hanta. Aha, Krishna. Such wonderful Krupa who can do except Srinivasa, you. Kulecharagyambu vichora bhute niradare dina jane samaste swalilaya kshatra vadam vidhaya dattam jananam abhayam hikena. When a fence which is supposed to protect the crop itself transgresses and starts destroying the crops, then what will happen? These rulers who are Kshatriyas are supposed to protect the people. They themselves become tyrants. Then what will happen? What will happen? So Bhagavan came down as Parashurama and then finished off all those arrogant rulers to put them in place. Datvavaram kancha bhavepi gude shivepi tasmin krita bhakshapate gateshu deveshu cha jasa bhavam shakto bhavatko dashavaktra hatyai. Bhagavan came down as Ramachandra Prabhu. What a wonderful avatara. Martyavadarastiva Martya Sikshanam. Came as in a form of human being, acted the role of human being, cried like us, laughed like us, lived like us, walked like us, searched like us. Sarvajna searching for Sita Mata. Anandamayan crying in the pangs of separation from Sita Mata. Bhagavan is omnipresent, walking the jungles, including our own Madhurapuri Ashram area, Maharanyam. It is said 3 days and 3 nights he was moving around here. Bhagavan Ramachandra Prabhu. Nobody else came to the rescue of humankind when Ravana was ruling the roost. Bhagavan only came. Hari Srinivasa Perumal. Kaliya natyena davagnipanat govardhanodharana leelayacha samrakshitam gokulameva bhalye jaram cha choram cha pravadanti chatvam. Bhagavan did so much to protect Gokulam. He danced on a very poisonous serpent whose poisonous vapors could make even the birds flying across that little pond to drop down dead, unconscious. He went and danced on the snake and relieved that pond from the poison of the snake. He drank Agni. He lifted a Govardhana mountain. In spite of all this Rakshana, what name did our little Krishna got? Jara Chora Chikamane. He didn't care. I will do good because it is worth doing good. I don't care about name or notoriety. I don't care if somebody gives me fame or somebody talks ill of me. He didn't care. Such is the beauty. Such is the selfless, constantly working for the joy and smile of others. Our Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Yada yada syad bhuvi dharma hanihi maune natishtanti surascha sarve tada tada tvam avatirya loke bhuyopi dharmam paripasi deva. Whenever there is a decline in dharma, What would other deities do? Chup chap, just, silent. No comments. Abstain. Who comes and takes action? Our Srinivasa Perumal. Dharmasya Prabhu, Achyuta, Vakta, Karta, Abhirakshita. He talks dharma, he walks dharma, he protects dharma, says Bhagavatam. So our Narada Maharshi is slowly coming, hinting avatara after avatara, and then he is going to request Bhagavan for a compassionate avataram, one more. So he is building up. Kechit vijim kechana rudramevam kechit tatanyascha suran bhajante kamyartinaha akshipra palapradam stam tvam naiva jananti kilatma bandhum. People, they all say, I have Ishtadevam, Ishtadevam. Tell me whose charitram, whose wonderful leelas are the supreme. They don't care about all that. Whatever they are calling as Ishtadevam is because they have a little prayer, they have a need, that Devam, whatever they think is Devam, fulfills the need. So they are happy. They don't care about the quality, they don't care about the beauty, they don't care about the grandness, they don't care about the beautiful names of our Srinivasa Perumal. All they want is selfish needs being met. For them, how will they actually even imagine the grandness and greatness of our Srinivasa Perumal? It takes tremendous maturity now. And then Bhagavan was looking at Narada Maharshi with a mischievous smile. Why are you saying that all the others have their needs met? Narada Maharshi, do you have any need? Do you want anything from me? Why are you praising me so much? Whenever people write 5 lines of praises, they come with 10 lines of prayers, you see. And immediately Narada Maharshi says, Bhagavan, na naka prishtam na chaparameshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va vanchami bhaktim sudrudam prayacha. Prabho, prayacha sudrudam bhaktim. Na naka prishtam na chaparameshtyam. I don't want, bhoga bhumi. I don't want Brahma's post. I don't want being the Lord of the entire universe. I don't want to be the Lord of rasa tala also. Na yoga siddhir apunar bhavam va. I don't want yoga siddhis where I can enjoy all the other stuff. When I am a yogi, I can enjoy the various pleasures of any world. All the 14 worlds I can enjoy. Even that I don't want. I don't even want moksha, which is Kaivalya moksha, which means merging into the absolute, nameless, formless consciousness. I don't want all that. All I want is one thing, bhakti. Let my heart melt with love when I remember you. Let me forget myself and remember only you. Let me celebrate your grand qualities. Let me celebrate your lovely form. Let me constantly remember your lovely names. I want bhakti. And what are you going to do? What sadhana? Na dhyana yoge, na cha karma yoge, na jnana yoge pi matim gatosmi, tyaktva samastam nanu sadhanam tvam, sharanyamekam sharanam bhajami. I am not fit for dhyana yogam, says Narada Maharshi. Imagine, I am not fit for karma yoga. I don't have the proper purity to do karma yoga. I don't have the proper mental maturity to do dhyana yoga. I don't have the sharpness of my intelligence to do jnana yoga. And my mind does not go in all this sadhana constantly. Like a little chakora pakshi waiting for the moon rays to feed it. Cooing all the time at the sky saying, when will the moon show its face to me? Likewise, tattenu kampam susamikshamanaha, I shall await your grace. Agacha swayameva mama kridaye magacha kshanamapi shriyapateye. I shall take refuge only on your Krupa. You shall give me the refuge because you are Sarva Sharanya. You are the sole refuge for me, so I surrender unto you. So I don't rely on any sadhana, I don't want any sadhana, I don't want to do any sadhana, because I rely on your grace. I shall surrender unto you. Brahmadi devan kridi baddha kama Yetvashrayanti Dhruvamashrayantu Pashyami Nanyam Gatimadi Deva Samsara Mokshaya Vina Bhavantam. Krishna, Srinivasa, apart from you there is no other savior for me who is drowning in this ocean of samsara. Please, Karavalampam, extend your hand, catch hold of my hand and pull me ashore. Right? All the others are all bound. Let them worship whomever they want to. Let them worship Brahma, let them worship any other deity. For me, I have found that apart from you, there is no other refuge. If you decide to protect me, then who can stop it? If you decide, you won't, but if you decide to forsake me, who can save me? Such is Midrida Nishta, says Narada Maharshi. Now, Sri Anna, Sri Sadguru is saying, Sri Sadguru Ruvacha, Yevam Stutaha Kshirapayo Dishayi, Kripanidhi Kanchadalayatakshakha, Tam Naradam Bhaktavaram Munindram Uttana Shayi, Bhagavan Uvacha. When Bhagavan heard this wonderful, heartfelt, Amritamayam, nectarine praise, Stuti from Narada Maharshi, Stuti Priya, he sat down like this and started talking, neither fully sitting nor fully sleeping, like Aramudan, half in sleeping posture, half sitting posture. Looking at Narada Maharshi, out of his tremendous enthusiasm to talk as soon as possible, he didn't even wait to sit properly. Bhagavan's lotus lips bloomed, and then Bhagavan starts talking. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vihartumichami Bhuvam Gatoham Shriyadharanya Sahaparshadaischa Yogyam Stalam Tvam Vada Yogi Raja Yatraiva Vatsyami Satam Sharanya Vihartumichami Bhuvam. I feel like having a small sports, Leela. I want to do some Leela. I want to distract myself with a little Leela. Along with Shri and all my Parshadas, I want to come down to the earth to do some Leela. Tell me, Narada Maharshi, tell me a good place for me to descend and do my Leela. Anadi avidya shayane prasuptane achit samane vikshya kripavashena mayaghi dattam karanatrayam cha tatapi mam naiva bhajanti jivaha. Even though it is Leela for Bhagavan, there is always prayojana, not for Bhagavan but for all of us. Every Leela of Bhagavan, prayojanam for us. So he is saying all these jivas, by this beginningless ignorance, avidya, as if they are sleeping in this deep sleep of stupor of ignorance, they are almost like insentient beings. And when I look at them, I feel so much compassion. They have to wake up from their slumber of spiritual sleep. I have given them manam, vak, kayam. I gave them a fit body. I gave them a sound mind. I gave them a lovely speech and other sense organs, with the only hope that they would channelize all that back towards me. The Rishikams, Rishikam means various sense organs, were given to the jivas so that they can channelize it back to me. But instead of all that, what are they doing? They are forgetting. They forgot me. And instead, they are constantly dwelling on small sensory pleasures. What a pity. And my mercy towards them is now bubbling inside me. I need to give them the true joy of being with me. Kritva avatarane janarakshanaya shrantohamasmi ashritavat Here Bhagavan says, in spite of me taking avatars again and again and again for the protection of this universe, I am tired, Narada Maharshi. I am tired. I am tired of taking all these avatars. Even though Ashrita Vatsalopi, even though I have this motherly affection towards those who come and surrender to me, I am tired of coming down as Vibhava Avatara, like Rama Avatara, Narasimha Avatara, Varaha Avatara, Meena Avatara. I'm tired. So I am going to do something very different. What? I am going to take a different avatara called Archavataram. Archavataram parigrihya bhuyo bhumau hi vatsyami nrinam hitaya. When I take an avatara of Vibhavam, like Narasimha Avatara or Vamana Avatara or Rama Avatara or rest of the avatars, in spite of me tolerating the excesses of people beyond a point, I can't contain myself. Shishubala screamed at me, shouted at me. I could tolerate only up to 100 if I come down as Krishna myself. And after 100, I had to cut his head off now, even though it was Anugraha. But now I am going to come in such a way that I would appear to be totally like Jadam, like insentient. To put it in a very lowly fashion, like a stone I am going to come down. Why? Because I want to do only Krupa. It is called Archavatara Samadhi. When somebody is Samadhi, like our Shamika was in Samadhi, na? So when you actually put a snake around the Shamika Maharishi, he didn't respond at all. He was just sitting. Why? Samadhi. Likewise, Bhagavan in the sanctum sanctorum of all the temples, Divyadesas, is in Archavadara Samadhi. Like Srinivasa Perumal is standing like this. For those who are not discerning, who doesn't have love in their heart, he would look as if he is immobile, motionless. But for those who have love, he will talk, he will walk, he would dance, he would emote. It's called Archavatar. I would appear as if I have absolutely no life at all, so that people can boldly come and stand before me. Tell me, in Divyadesams, to this day many people shout there is no Lord, Kadavul illai, Kadavul illai. They even post all these banners. Bhagavan keeps quiet. Archavadara Samadhi Nishtai. He has decided, come what may, I shall only bestow grace on people. No nigraham at all. That's the final limit of compassion. We have found the limit of compassion of Bhagavan. It is Archavatara descent in form of deities in temples. Krutva janarakshanaya shrantohamasmi ashritavatsalopi archavataram parigrihya bhuyo bhumau hi vatsyami drinam hitaya. I shall live in this world. Till the sun and moon exists, I shall live here with all my beloved children. I will completely tolerate all their excesses. Even if somebody breaks into my sanctum and robs the lovely golden necklace which has been offered by a beloved devotee, I will just keep quiet. Like a stone I shall stand. When devotees like Purandaradasar, Alvars, Tyagarajar, they come, I will talk to them. They will know who I am. Others won't know. People will come request me with all their blunders. Knowingly they would have committed some heinous sins. Yet I will never ever show that I know. I will just stand still, so that they can boldly come before me. But I will answer their prayers, so they know that there is divinity here. But I shall hide my omniscience, but I shall not hide my compassion. When they come and pray, they will get what they want. So they will come again and again. Over time, when they connect with me, I shall also Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma Sashvat Shanti Nigacchati Krupa. When Bhagavan said, I am going to descend as Archavatara, Narada Maharshi says, aha, Prabhu. What? Krupa. Antam na pashyami chate kripaya. Are Bhagavan, I can't find an end to your Krupa. It is infinite, your Krupa. There is no limit to your Krupa, is it? My heart is melting when I remember your Krupa. Krupamburashe Jagadeka Bandho. You are Krupa Samudra. Our Swamiji has written a song. Krupa Samudra Srinivasa Tava Kinkarasya Mama Pranesha. I am your servant and you are my Pranesha, and you are an ocean, a vast infinite ocean of Krupa. Narada Maharshi is saying the same thing here. Antam na pashyami. You don't have to be a Sanskrit scholar to understand the sweet Divyadesa Vaibhavam. Just listen to it with love. You will understand every word. Narada Maharshi is saying, Antam na pashyami chate kripayaha krupamburashe jagad ekabandho vaikunta lokam cha visrijya divyam samsari birvasa mega ichasi tvam. Iha ichasi tvam. You want to leave this abode of bliss called Vaikunta to be as a part of a family of samsaris. Hare. Divya Vaikunta Dama you want to leave, and you want to come and live with samsaris. I don't find any shore to this wonderful ocean of mercy. Vasam tavechami mukunda jambu dvipe cha varshe bhuvi bharatakye vane pavitre cha tate suvarna mukhi tatinya dravide cha deshe. Bhagavanne, you asked me where I should descend in India. I would say that you should descend in Jambu Dvipam. Bhagavan was very happy. Where in Jambu Dvipam? He said there is this wonderful land. It is near a river called Swarnamukhi. The land is parched. There is not even a shred of greenery everywhere. It does not rain at all. People living there would be afflicted with bodily ailments and mental ailments. There will be famine everywhere. That is the land I have earmarked for you, my Lord. Bhagavan, with a mock shock and a little bit of a mock consternation, is asking, Are, Narada Maharshi, I thought you are going to send me to a place where there is lush greenery everywhere, bunches of fragrant nectarine flowers, showering the sweet nectar and sweet smell everywhere. All the bees humming around, Vandinam Muralum Solai, and all the wonderful peacocks dancing around, with lot of deer, lot of wonderful flourishing, lot of abundance, wonderful rivers, clear waters. I was hoping you will send me somewhere there, tall trees, and you are telling me go to a place which is famine stricken. What is this, Narada Maharshi? Narada Maharshi says, Bhagavanne, when you yourself descended as Bhagavan Sri Krishna, when Yudhishthira, the Dharmaputra, was actually foisted with, he was actually forced to accept a desert land, what did you do? You went there, and then he says, Dharmaputra, what is the extent of the land given to you? Indraprastha, where does it start? Where does it end? Oh, this is where it starts. This is the northern corner, southern corner. You spread your graceful eyes on this desert land called Indraprastha, and what did Indraprastha become to this day? It is the capital of successive empires, successive governments of Bharata Desham. Why? Because Krishna came for a few days, Krishna came for a few minutes to apparently inspect and see. He came for the milk boiling ceremony. And what boiled? His Krupa boiled from his heart and spread this entire desert land, making it such a land of abundance. Now it is a power land. Like that, Bhagavan, you come there. There is a place where Jambudvipe Chavarshe Bhuvi Bharatake in Jambudvipa, Asia continent, Bharata Desham, in Dravida Desham, near Suvarnamukhi river, this land which is very parched, famine stricken. Once you descend there, those are the people who need you. If people are all living happily and prosperous, they are happy, mentally they are very nice, etc. What is the role of you, Bhagavan? There, they are already happy. Your place is where people have fallen. Your place is where people are thirsty, hungry, famine. That's where you are required now. Where there is pain, that's where we need you, Bhagavan. Please descend there. Tatraiva purvam dasha tava darshanartam vasam prakurvanti tapascharantaha tapodanaastamara sakshadehi tesham cha te darshanam adya shigram. There are many people doing penance to see you, Bhagavan. They are waiting for you. So, very quickly, please descend. Give that darshana of Archavatara to all those wonderful rishis and Bhagavatas waiting for you. And Sadguru Natha concludes, Akarnya vakyam Bhagavan surarshehe kridistitam swasya tathaiva choktam chakara sankalpam ihadarena tameva desam ramaya chagantum. Bhagavan immediately thought, Hare Narada Maharshe, you are speaking my heart. Sadhunam hridayam makhyam. Sadhus are my very heart. Akarnya vakyam. The moment Bhagavan heard this nectarine words of our Narada Maharshi, immediately he thought, Are, he is talking my heart. My hridistitam swasya tataiva cha uktam. You told what is in my heart. And immediately did the sankalpa with tremendous love and tremendous care and this tender affection towards all the humans. That is the place where I shall descend along with my Rama Devi, Sri Devi, to bless the entire universe, the entire humankind. I shall descend in the self same place as indicated by Narada Maharshi. And that place happens to be the current Tirumala Tirupati. Iti Sri Krishnapremi Mahaprabhu Virachite Divyadesa Vaibhave Prathama Bhage Shri Venkatachala Mahatmyam Nama Chatustrimshodhyayaha. Shri Haraye Namaha. Shri Haraye Namaha. Shri Haraye Namaha. As per our sampradaya, I shall read the first sloka and will continue the story in the next satsang. Shri Sadguru Ruvacha Tato Mukundaha Prajigaya Sesham Paryankabhutam Varamatmanastam Narayanasya Priyakamyaiva Mahoragaha Saptagirir Babhuva. Rama Ramana Govinda Govinda. Sadguru Maharaj ki Jai. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. The second chapter of Divyadesa Vaibhavam we will see next week with our beloved Guru Maharaj's grace. Radhe Radhe.